Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is going to be on the LORAC Pro Contour Kit. I want to show it to you because I also want to compare it to the Anastasia Contour Kit. I know, I'm just jumping right into the video. No intro, no nothing, no manners. The palette that I want to compare it to is the Contour Kit by Anastasia. Now, I'm not really going to do a comparison like, oh, versus, you know what I mean? I'm just going to tell you the difference between the two palettes because these are the two palettes that I own. First thing, I want to talk about this palette. I did just recently purchase it not too long ago. You guys saw it in my haul video, and I absolutely love this palette. This one I really like. I feel like the colors in here are very pigmented. That can be a good thing, that can be a bad thing. Let me tell you why. Because whenever I apply these two colors, the first thing that I do is apply these two colors all over my face to set my foundation. And I mix both of them, but I mainly use this one because I feel like it's better for me to set my foundation. It's just more of my color. Now, if your skin is darker than mine, any little bit darker than mine, I feel like this is way too light. Now, I do use the yellow one and the white one, or the light one, just because I feel like if I use this one alone, it is way too white. So I do like to set my foundation with these two. I then use this as well on my under eyes. So after I do my whole face, I don't really concentrate on my under eyes because I go in with a smaller brush on the bottom. So what I like to do is I put my foundation on, I put my concealer and everything once I'm done with my makeup or with my eyes, whatever it is that I'm doing first. I apply my foundation, my concealer, and then I go in with the two shades, set my whole face, and then use a smaller brush, which is the one that I like to use to set my concealer, or to set my concealer, is the setting brush by Real Techniques. I then go in with this color. Now, at first I was using this one, but it was so dark for me. I feel like because they're so pigmented, they just show up like bam, you know? So if you have light skin like me, or you're even lighter than me, I would say be very careful whenever applying these colors. Now, like I told you guys, I was starting off with this one because I thought it was perfect, and I even told you in my haul video, I'm so glad that the medium one is the biggest, you know, pan in this palette. But at the same time, now I feel like, well, I can't really use it. So I'm over here now. I went over here. Maybe in the summertime I'll be able to use the medium, but as for now, I feel like light is perfect for me, especially since I don't really do a hard contour. I just do more of a natural type of contour. So another thing that I love from this palette is the shimmer highlight. I didn't think I was going to like it as much as I do, just because whenever I use the one in this palette, which is the Anastasia one, it doesn't show up that much. So this one, like, you can go to town and you can barely see it. So that's one of the things that I do love from this palette, because I don't own a lot of highlights. If you've seen my previous videos, I've told you guys that I don't own a lot of highlights. So whenever you get this one in here and you're like me, you don't have a lot of them, then you'll really appreciate a good shimmery highlight. So like I said, this is very pigmented, great palette. I love it, I really do. But one of the cons that I was going to tell you is that if you apply too much of the yellow highlight, and even if you're light like me or even darker, that's the problem, that this is just a one for all. So there isn't like a medium palette, a light palette, or a dark palette for like different skin tones. It's just for one. So if you are like my skin tone and you put a lot of yellow highlight on the bottom of your eyes, you can tell that it's yellow. So yes, it's great that it's very pigmented, but at the same time, it's gonna show up. So that's why I mix both of them. I don't see myself using the yellow one alone, because that's what I did at first. I was like, oh yay, banana powder, you know what I mean? Because those are very popular to use as brightening. And then I put it on and it pretty much like looked yellow, like a yellow spot. And I was like, oh, that don't look good. So now I just mix them. So that is the only con. I guess a pro and con is that it's very pigmented, and like I said, it goes both ways. It's just very pigmented, so it's good, but it really shows up true to color. Yellow is going to look yellow. So the reason why I got this one out is because I wanted to show you the colors of the two. I can't bend this one towards the back, so you're just gonna see the flap, or you're gonna see the top, you know, flapping around. But I would say that these are very similar. I do have the light palette, they do have a medium, and both of these look very similar. The colors in here look very similar, except this one does have just a tiny bit more of the cooler shades or cooler tones. I would say that the medium looks like the medium. The dark one is, these are just cooler. So as you can see, the dark one in here I've never used. And I don't think I've ever used it, maybe swatched it, but I've never used it because it just looks very orangey. This one on the other hand, it does look a little darker. I just never really use it because it's too dark for me. This one was the perfect match, and it's the only one that looks cooler. Another thing that I like from this palette is that you can take out the pans once you're done and you can replace it if you run out of your favorite color. And for this one, you can't replace them. You just have to purchase another palette if you really want the color that you like from this palette. Another good thing that this palette has is a huge mirror, so you can take it for yourself on the go and use it. It's pretty small. Well, it's not pretty small, but what I'm saying is it's small enough for you to travel with it, and it has a huge mirror inside, so that's always convenient if you take your makeup with you. I never do, but because I don't go anywhere, I haven't traveled, and I never keep any makeup in my purse. But as for these two, I would say they're both great. The one that I like the most is the LORAC Pro palette. I've never tried a contour palette. I haven't tried the Kat Von D. I've heard it's a great palette as well. If you're familiar with contour kits, you know what I'm talking about, that there's, you know, very popular contour kits out there. Out of these two, I would say I like the Pro more, and I stopped reaching for this one for a while. I stopped using it for these two colors because they don't come out a lot. Does that make sense? Like, they don't come off on the brush a lot. Let me kind of show you, if I can show you. Okay, this is the one that I used to set. So whenever I do this, I do get color on there, but once I apply it, I feel like it doesn't put on so much. Now, I still love the palette. It's just that this one's a little bit better on picking up more color. And I feel like with the shimmer, you can put your whole brush in there and swirl it around, and it'll just give you a very, very light shimmer. If you put too much shimmer on this one, you will be able to tell. So yeah, whenever I put my brush in here and I barely go like this, I have a lot. And I always go in with both of them, and I make sure that I end up putting powder on my brush with the light one, because like I said, if I put too much yellow, you'll be able to see the yellow on my under eyes. But that is pretty much it for this video, you guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I didn't want to do a video that was like versus, you know, oh my god, which one's like 10 times better. Nothing like that. I just kind of wanted to compare it. They're not the same. I would say that, you know, this one's a little bit better. If you're looking for a contour kit, I would recommend the LORAC one out of these two, but it's really up to you on how you like the powders, how you like them to show up. If you like a nice shimmer and you're all about the highlight life, then you probably like the LORAC one more. I'm just saying that you'll just get better pigmentation out of that one. So that is it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Don't forget, you can also follow me on social media. I am always talking to you guys on Instagram, Snapchat, Facebook. I even have Twitter, which I don't really use that much. But you guys, you know, you can contact me anywhere and I will get back to you. So that is it for the video. Again, I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you all in my next one. Bye!